Good morning, good morning, good morning. Greetings, House Delaware State University colleagues. It's your boy, Mr. Coates. Just with few quick updates. First off, I want to start with some shout outs. I want to shout out Miss Anderson, Miss Carry-On, as well as everybody else who made sure they got their contributions in on time for our PBIS House Delaware State School Store. From brief debrief with Miss Anderson, it went off spectacularly. I'm just very proud of everybody's efforts and making sure that the students were able to participate. But one thing we want to make sure is that we're delegating our dojo points a lot more consistently. So it's not just one-sided, or we just have one teacher giving out the majority of points in each academic team. We all want to make sure that our students are exhibiting these positive behaviors. So we got to make sure that we are actually acknowledging them when they are displaying them. So one rule of thumb I used to use was at least make sure I give out at least 10 dojo points a day. Or you could just simply say, for every class, I'm only going to give out 5. Another rule of thumb I used to use was for each part of my lesson, for students that exhibited each part of pride, I would give them a dojo point for it. So let's say, since I taught science, for my engagement, those students who automatically came in, got started without me having to say something, they got a dojo point immediately. Another rule of thumb you might want to consider is having it up. Have it up as soon as those kids come in. Have it projected on your screen, so that way they can see where they are. They can see that you are actually giving out dojo points, and that will kind of trigger them to start behaving appropriately, or to display those positive behaviors, those positive attributes. Also, we will meet today at our regular scheduled times. Each grade level will meet in their appropriate places. I'll make sure I forward you all the rolling agenda, just to make sure that we are staying on pace with our line items. Secondly, in regards to our house meetings, let's make sure we're talking about those tardy logs. If you're not using the digital one, please make sure you bring in your hard copy and putting that information into your rolling agenda, so I can see those students who are consistently tardy and hold them accountable by holding them for after school detention on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Also, make sure you adhere to our 3-hour early dismissal schedule. I believe Miss Simley has shared it in her Simley Snapchat. So please make sure you take a look at it so you can be aware of how the whole day is supposed to roll out. Finally, a technology plug. Please make sure you also adhere to the technology distribution as well as retrieval or return of electronic devices. That also should have been linked in the Simley Snapchat as well. So please make sure you look at it, because it has explicit directions for specific teachers, particularly in our house, with our 1A and 1B classes, as well as with our 5A and in our 6 mod class as well. So because we have certain teachers who are either on planning during 1st mod or planning during 5th, as well as our house meeting during 6th, we had to have a different set of instructions in regards to how we distribute our electronic devices, as well as how we ensure that they are collected again, as well as weekly to provide an accurate account of how many devices are actually functioning, which devices or which homes may need additional devices. There is a weekly inventory which we sent out at the end of each week. That's all the updates I have. Again, I appreciate everybody's hard work and diligence. Let's get this remainder of the first quarter. Let's get it done. We got a couple more days. Please make sure you're keeping those students accountable, but also making sure that you provide them opportunities to make sure they improve their grades. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a blessed one.